I've been working on something for a while now that I call New Era Resilience. It's become a way for me to think about resilience through my own experience, the things I've learned, and especially the things I've noticed paying attention to the systems around me. Systems thinking has really changed the way I look at things. I'm beginning to see fewer individual pieces and more connections: food, water, soil, energy, people, nature. Pull on one thread, and pretty soon you find out it's connected to something else. I've mostly been writing about these ideas on Facebook, but I thought I'd start sharing some of them here too. So I'm not really interested in making any elaborate videos, and I'd rather just tell you some stories. So we'll come from a few things some of these stories will come from a few things I've experienced, some from the garden or nature, and some will be practical, and some might just leave us with something else to think about. Okay, so here's the first one. New Era Resilience, story time. I spend a lot of time around trees, and there's something about a fallen tree I've started looking at differently. When we see a tree lying on the ground, we usually say, "Oh, that tree's dead." And of course it is. But one day I started thinking about what actually happens next. Yesterday, the tree was standing vertically with roots were filled full of water, and its leaves were catching sunlight, and birds and insects were using it for shelter. And then it falls. But something interesting happens, and it doesn't stop participating. Fungi begins breaking it down, insects move in, it holds moisture against the ground, nutrients slowly return to the soil, and maybe a seed germinates alongside it. Eventually, some of that tree becomes the very soil supporting whatever grows there next. And that's when it occurred to me that a tree never really leaves the system. It changes form, it changes roles, but it keeps participating. And I've wondered ever since whether there's something in that for us to think about when we talk about resilience. We tend to think resilience means holding on to everything and holding it all together and keeping things the same and getting back to normal and after something goes wrong. Nature doesn't always work that way. Sometimes the old form is finished, and really resilience becomes the ability to change roles, change form, and still contribute to whatever comes next. Maybe resilience isn't always about getting back to the way we were. Sometimes it's about becoming useful in what comes next.